What's up, my little love buckets? Welcome back to another episode of Woke Up Worthy. I am your host, Jay Delpup. Thank you so much for being here. Now, I know you're like, Jade, why do you sound so weird? And I know I haven't been on for a couple of weeks, but I have been nonstop sick. But I really wanted to come on today and record. I miss it, but I sound a bit funny because my throat is like kind of swollen and closed up. So if I sound like I need to swallow all the time, that's just what it sounds like. I don't know if you guys have seen Rick and Morty, that episode where they go to get that cleanse and the guy greets them at the door and he just like doesn't swallow it all. And Morty's like, or Ricky, I can't remember who, Rick or Morty, that says it. It's like, bro, just swallow. You'll sound so much better. But that's what I sound like because my throat is swollen. So just wanted to give a little PSA before I started this episode that I may sound a little different. I know the last time I recorded, I definitely updated you guys that I was a single Pringle, and I'm going to do a separate episode on this, but let me just tell you, I have been living my best fucking life. Like, it's been out of this world crazy, and I have so many stories to share with you guys. It's just really fun and new and exciting. Uncharted waters for me. Like, this is new territory and I'm just vibing. So far so good. So I was thinking of maybe doing that episode with a guest, so it's a bit more, we can banter back and forth with our own experiences as well. So I think, definitely go into that, especially as a 29-year-old, like experiencing all of this for the very first time at a later age. Again, you guys know I always talk about on my podcast that there's no like set rules or set time or timelines that you need to experience certain milestones or goals or anything in your life. I'm a really big preacher of that. So I think that definitely goes hand in hand. And it definitely goes hand in hand with today's topic that I want to cover, which is, coming into your 30s and what your self-love and self-worth is in difference between like when you're in your 20s and then coming into your 30s, for sure, because it's vastly different. But before we get into today's episode, I have a story to tell you guys. And as soon as it happened and as soon as I processed it all, I was like, I need to tell the podcast because it's hilarious. And this kind of like sums up what I've been doing the last few weeks and like where I'm at with like living my best life and just being fucking hilarious like always. So on the weekend, there's two parts of this story. The first part, if you didn't see my Instagram story, I shared a little bit about what I was going through just in terms of my anxiety and stuff like that. And the second part is actually hilarious. So I will share it on here in case you didn't hear or see my Instagram page. So originally, my friends got married down south in Donnybrook on the weekend. And originally when the invites were sent out like a year ago, I had a partner and my partner was meant to come with me, and obviously we broke up. So my friends were kind enough to let me bring a friend just so I wasn't by myself. I think if it was in Perth, I would have been fine, but like having to drive down south and stay down south by myself and then go to the wedding, I was just a bit like, oh, I'm not comfortable with this. Like, can I bring a friend? They're like, absolutely. So last minute, and when I say last minute, it was like 3:30, 4 o'clock. And when you drive down south, you don't leave at that time. You go in the morning to avoid like all the traffic. My friend called me and said, hey, look, I'm really sick. I can't come. And I'm like, fuck. So I just had like this overwhelming sense of anxiety and just really scared to go down by myself. I had a really good cry at home and all the natural feelings of, should I even go? Like, I don't want to go now. I feel really nervous. I feel really scared and upset. Was contemplating back and forth whether I should go or put my big girl panties on and just do it. So I ended up just going. The drive down south I was actually more scared for the drive down south than I was for the wedding. I don't know why driving by myself made me so nervous, but especially because every time I've gone down south, I've been with a boyfriend, like a partner, and they drive, and it can be scary. They're really long roads. It's in the bush. Kangaroos and shit jump out at you. So I was just, I don't know. I was like, what if my car breaks down? I was contemplating every possible scenario that could go wrong, and I didn't want to be alone if anything did go wrong. But I forced myself to go. It's a very good friend of mine, and I didn't want to miss his wedding. So I drove down south. I stayed in this beautiful accommodation all by myself, and it was really nice. I had like a full lounge room, kitchen, pool, a massive bed, a massive shower, and I was like, of course I am here by myself. And I was actually so bored because we were going to stay there 2 nights and like make a holiday out of it, like, drive around, go to dinner and all that stuff. But when you go by yourself, I'm like, what the fuck am I going to do by myself, And I was really tired from driving anyway, so I ended up just staying home on the Friday and had a couple of glasses of wine. I did a vlog, which will be up on YouTube as well. And I was like, I'm actually really proud of myself that I came down south by myself. Like, obviously the real test was going to be going to the wedding. I was completely by myself. But I'm really proud that I got outside of my comfort zone and just committed. And it made me think, and this is what I was talking about on Instagram, it made me really think about all of us and how often do we let that anxiety talk us out of situations. Do we not go to our friend's birthday party? Do we not go to dinner for like a celebration or meet your partner's parents or whatever it is? Like, how often do we let anxiety win and take over, and we miss out on all these incredible opportunities? And one of my favorite quotes has always been and always will be, good things come from outside your comfort zone. And I did say to my friend, like, she obviously felt awful that she was sick and had to bail last minute. But I said to her, like, this is obviously happening for a reason. Like, I'm obviously not going to hold it against you. You're fucking sick. You can't help that. But I think this is meant to happen because I've always been so scared by myself. And this is huge for me. Like, this will be a really incredible experience and I'll grow a lot if I do it. So I almost I was really anxious, like I cried, I was really upset and scared, but then I tried to flip it and think, what good can come of this and what is it going to teach me and what am I going to learn? And for sure it has. Like, I went down south, I had a really great time, I was safe, I was nice and responsible, and I feel really good for it. So it's about choosing your uncomfortability, right? You choose to let anxiety win all the time and miss out on everything, and you choose to feel at home and be comfortable, or you go through that bit of uncomfortability for however long it is and then come on the other side realizing that, hey, it's actually not that fucking bad that I made it out to be in my head, and I feel a lot better for it. I feel empowered, I feel confident, I feel proud of myself that I did that. It was scary at the time, but now I'm like, oh, I've got this. Like, I feel so independent, and that's a lot for me. So I'm really glad that I did it. I was lucky enough that I had to drive to another hotel. I had to drive to another hotel the day of the wedding, which was the Saturday afternoon. And they had organized like buses to pick us up and drive us half an hour down to the venue in Donnybrook. And I would thank fuck when I got to this venue, well, the hotel, I saw someone that I was like, I know your face. Like, how do I know you? And it was just the girlfriend of one of the groomsmen's friends that I had met. So I was like, oh, I know you. And I clung on to her, and she introduced me to all of her friends that she was with. So I made like 4 friends on the bus and just sat with them. And I was like, I'm with you guys now. I have attached myself to you. And I think I had like a glass of wine before I left so I wouldn't be so nervous. But they were lovely. They were the best group of girls. And then, I knew people at the wedding as well. So I think obviously the alcohol helped. Not encouraging people to drink, but it definitely takes the edge off, that's for sure. So I wasn't by myself the whole day. Like, I was going in between groups, and I made friends, and I reconnected with people that I'd met a really long time ago. And it was just a really fun experience. And I kind of, like, looking back, it was kind of nice to be by myself in the fact that I could do whatever I wanted. Like, I think if I had a friend there or your partner, like, you're always kind of worried about how they're feeling. Are you okay? Like, do you want to go here? Do you want to do this? But when you're by yourself, it's like, I don't have to worry about anyone but myself. I'll go wherever I want. I'll talk to whoever I want. Like, I always worry about the person that I'm with, and I want to make sure that they're comfortable. So it was nice to kind of just like let loose and do whatever I wanted. So that was really cool. So that was like the positive, really out of my comfort zone growth story. But the funny story about this wedding is related to my big toenail. Now, when I woke up on Sunday morning, I'm pretty sure I was still drunk because I had found these messages that I'd sent my friends, like a voice note, and I told this whole story about my toenail because I woke up on Sunday and I didn't have a toenail. Like, my big toe currently does not have a toenail, and I have no recollection of how it came off my foot. And I've listened to this voicemail and I was like, okay, first of all, I sound drunk, and I thought it was so funny, but I'm going to tell it again. I don't know if I should put it in the recording and let you listen to it. I might just do that, but it's so funny. You have to listen to it. So I'm going to play it now for you guys, and I hope you enjoy.
Okay. I need to tell you guys a story about how drunk I was on the weekend at my friend's wedding. So, it's a story of how my big toenail packed its bags and left. I currently don't have a toenail. Okay? I know this is pretty gross. If you're grossed out, just skip, but fucking hear me out, okay? Because it's pretty fucking hilarious. So, I'm sitting there at this fucking wedding, listening to the speeches of all parts of the wedding, and suddenly I'm like, my toenail, suddenly I'm like, my toe fucking hurts. Why does my toe hurt? Anyway, I look down and there's like blood all down my foot, like running from my toenail all down my foot. And I'm like, how long has this been going on for? How long has this been bleeding and I haven't fucking noticed? Anyway, I'm like, the blood's coming from underneath my toenail, which is still on at this point. And I like touch it to be like, does it hurt? And when I touch it, I notice the whole thing like comes back, like pulls back. It's literally hanging on just by the bottom where my skin is, the bottom of my toenail. That's how much it's hanging on. The rest is like loosey-goosey, half-packed bags, right? So I'm sitting there listening to these speeches that I'm not supposed to be interrupting, and I'm like, what the fuck am I going to do? I'm fucking wasted at this point, right? I can't even tell you how many wines I had. Free open bar. So I go into fucking panic drunk survival mode of like, the first thing that came to me was like, I got to tape this toenail down. Now, what would sober Jade have done? Because, I don't know, maybe wash it out, get some proper fucking like cleanliness on my hanging off toenail, and maybe just removed it safely. I don't know. But for some reason, I'm like, I need to tape my toenail down. I don't know if I was planning to fucking glue it down later. I don't know why I needed the toenail that was hanging off. But I found the first staff member that I could and was like, hey, can you please get me a Band-Aid? And he's like, sure. Came outside with a Band-Aid, and I put a Band-Aid on my toe, stuck it down, and in my head I was like, this is a great idea. Crisis averted, at least for the rest of the night, right? Like, it's taped down to my toe. It looks half normal, right? Anyway, I don't have any memory of how it ended up hanging off my toe. Like, blood everywhere too. Like, I was wearing high heels. I don't remember stubbing my toe. I have no memory of anything. So how does your toenail go from perfectly intact in the morning, like a toenail is, to hanging off and bleeding with no memory of stubbing your toe or tripping or anything? Like, that's what I want to fucking know. I need like a play-by-play of where the last known location of said toenail was. Anyway, I proceed to get way more trashed. When I say I was trashed at this wedding, it got to the end of the night and the bride comes over to the bar and she's like, guys, the wedding's over, but this alcohol's already paid for, so take whatever you want. The bartender proceeds to help me shove 3 wine bottles in my dress because we were all getting buses, like coach buses, transport buses, whatever the fuck you want to call them. They all came to the wedding venue to take us back to the hotel, which was a 30-minute drive. And I was like, you know what? I'm taking this wine home. It's paid for. It'd be rude to leave it here not drunk because they've paid their fucking good earned money for this wine. I'm going to take it. I don't know where I was taking it, but I was taking it from the venue. So I had a boob tube tight dress on and I literally pulled my dress out and was like, shove it in my dress. So I had, the bartender was gay, like just for reference. So I had 2 bottles in my dress, like on top of my boobs and 1 in my hand. And I literally walked out of the wedding like that. Absolutely fucking trolleyed. Anyway, I must have completely forgotten about my fucking toe because I woke up in the morning and I didn't have a toenail. So I don't know if my toenail is still at the Berry Delight in Donnybrook. I don't know if my toenail is in my car. I don't know if my toenail is on the bus. I don't know if the toenail is in my fucking hotel room or in the bed of the hotel room. I don't know where it is. All I know is I woke up and I no longer had a toenail. And that is the story from the wedding on the weekend.
So that was the story that I had told my friends on Sunday morning whilst I was like still kind of drunk about how my toenail packed up and left. And I don't know how or why. So there you go. I just really wanted to share that with you because I thought it was hilarious and I think I'm hilarious. So I hope you enjoyed it. And today I'm recording in Perth with only 9 toenails because it's still a mystery where it's gone. So with my 9 toenails, let's get into today's episode. Okay, so I am turning 30 next year in March, right? Whole new decade. And now that I'm single and I've done some stuff that's like lit a fire in my soul, which I'll talk about in another episode, I just feel like it's got me thinking about how content I am with myself right now, like with who I am as a person at my core. And like, I feel really confident with who I am as a person, my capabilities. I do feel confident in my body, although you can still feel confident in your body and have goals that you're working toward, which I do. And just because I'm content with where I am, with who I am as a person, does not mean that I'll continue personal development or wanting to grow or wanting to discover myself, because I can just imagine that if I feel this content and worthy at age 29, like there's obviously so much more to come in my life. But it really got me thinking about how society puts so much pressure on us, especially females in our 20s, to like have our shit figured out. And I really do think your 20s, now that I'm nearly 30, are supposed to be spent just fucking shit up, for lack of better words. Like, we go through heartbreak, we gain friends, we lose friends, you know, we climb a fucking career path or a corporate ladder, we lose the job. Like, we have to go through so much turmoil with whatever that looks like, especially in relationships, like friends and romantic, because every single experience and lesson that you get from that turmoil develops you as a person, and you get to know yourself at a deeper level. So I feel like rather than panicking about having all our shit together and having the answers, because you won't, like, what the fuck even is the answer? You may not ever have it. It's it's approaching your 20s with the thought of whatever happens is happening for a reason, and what is it trying to teach me, and what can I learn from this about myself? Because every turmoil means that you are closer. You're closer to your best version of yourself. And that's really how I've felt, and I'm in such a good place now, and I don't know how long that's going to last, but I'm fucking riding the wave as long as I can, right? But I feel like because I'm in this place of such contentment that I can look back on all the shit I've been through and just appreciate it more, and be in a mindset where I'm appreciative of it rather than that was a shitty situation, even though they were, if that makes sense. Like, I'm looking back on it now and almost thanking the universe for giving me those road bumps. And if anything, I've also learnt, people are definitely not meant to be in your life forever. They come and go, and they teach you different things. And the longer we hold on to relationships with the excuse of, I'm trying to find the quote unquote perfect time to leave this person, like there isn't a perfect time. There's no such thing. It's just trust your gut. How are you feeling day to day? And if it's not always positive, and it's like you feel stagnant, or you don't feel fulfilled or happy or content, or you don't value yourself, then it's a pretty good indication. Like, take the leap, drop those people. And this isn't just romantic relationships. This is your friendships as well. Like, how long are you holding on to that person? And for what purpose? Like, what excuses are you giving? Oh, I've known her my whole life. Like, I went to school with her. She has to be my friend forever. Well, she doesn't. They don't, babe. And the same with guys. Like, I believe they come to us at a certain time period to teach us something about ourselves, or to teach us a lesson, or to show us something, and then we let go. And I watched this movie the other day, which I highly, highly recommend. Is it Stoltz? It's Jonah Hill's therapist that he's had for like 5 to 7 years. And they record him. Yes, Stutz. Stutz. Highly recommend. He had some fascinating stuff on there about the tools that he uses, and just like the human brain and stuff like that. Very fascinating stuff. And he gave this analogy of like a rocket taking off, and a rocket has boosters on the side of it. And those boosters are what gets the rocket to a certain point in the atmosphere, and then the boosters drop off and fall away, and the rocket continues on its path. And I thought that was so cool, because like, if you looked at your life like that, how many people, or your quote unquote boosters, have been a part of your rocket and have gotten you further and further in your journey, and then they've just kind of fallen off, right? Like, naturally, they boosted you to a certain part of your life, and then you let them go. That's it. That's what they're meant to be there for. And I just really have enjoyed having this mindset of everything's gonna be okay, like, I don't know what it is. Everyone always says to me, like, when I'm trying to teach my clients, like, what is the one thing that's gotten you this confidence? And my answer is always, it's not one thing. Like, I've been through the fucking trenches. Like, I've done so much in my 20s. Most of them were in a relationship, and definitely stayed way longer than I should in most of them, been cheated on, been bullied, like parents divorced. It's like every single thing that I've experienced in my life has brought me to this point of such clarity and contentment with my own self, and valuing myself, and just feeling so confident. And I wish I had like one thing that I could say to people, just do this one thing and you'll feel better. But it really is just who you hang around. Like, when you say to a person in the corporate workplace, they say, hire slowly and fire quickly. It's the same thing with relationships. Like, you get to know a person before you decide you want to date them, right? Same with friends. You hang out a couple of times and you either vibe or you don't. But we forget the fire quickly part. Like, we have taken so much time to get to know a person, put our feelers out. We're very cautious, but why do we hold on and put up with shit on the other end of it? Like, we forget the fire quickly part. So for your confidence and your self-worth, the relationships and having the right people around you is a huge part of your confidence and self-worth. It's also physiology, like your physical well-being, your mental well-being. Are you looking after yourself? Are you exercising? Are you eating healthy foods? You're feeding your soul, your mind, body, and soul. Are you nourishing your mind, body, and soul, right? It all contributes to how you feel about yourself. So if you can think of anything as your 20s is like a trial and error period to your best self. And your 20s can be spent getting to know people, but also cutting people off, getting rid of toxic people, finding routines that work with your health and fitness. What do you enjoy doing? Force yourself to get up and move your body, eat healthy. It's about balance. I'm out here drinking a lot right now because I'm just having fun, but I have not forgotten how to eat healthy and exercise because I know that's when I feel at my best. So what are you doing in your 20s to really work toward that self-worth and self-love? And I think the first thing to change it and work on it is have awareness of what areas need the most work. Because if you don't have any awareness of what's in your life right now and how you're operating it, you won't know what to do to change it. So sit down, do a life audit, and just kind of go, cool, these areas are really good, these ones need work, and then fucking take action. Do something about it. Take action. I can't say that word with a closed throat. Take action. I've just had this massive, just such clarity at this age. And there's been moments in my 20s leading up to this where I've gone, you panic and go, oh, I'm falling behind. Like all my friends, I'm pretty sure I spoke about this on an episode. I can't remember what I've said on here and what I've said on Instagram, but you do have those natural feelings of comparison and go, okay, now I'm single and living my best life. All of my friends are in relationships or have kids and they're kind of like settling down. So I almost feel alone, but that comparison and where my friends are at should not be a reflection of me as a person and how worthy I am and how much I love myself. I need to keep reminding myself of that. And doesn't mean I'm going to hold back in enjoying myself now. We've kind of done it backwards. I was always the one in a long-term relationship and my friends live their best lives. And now I'm just doing it by myself on the other end of it, So nothing's stopping me from making new friends to hang out with in summer and stuff like that. So I really am just so content with where I'm at right now. And what's interesting is when I say content with where I'm at, financially, I'm really struggling. Like, owning a business is fucking hard, but that struggle really hasn't changed how I feel about myself. If anything, it's the reason that I keep going. Like, yeah, it's fucking tough and some days I want to give up, but I'm like, you can fucking do this. Like, it's so tough in the beginning. This business is brand new to me, but I'm still doing it. I'm still hustling because I have that self-belief that no matter what, I know it's going to work out for me. Like, people are watching over me. I have what it takes to do this business. And this is what I was put on the planet to do because I just care so deeply about people and I have the skills and tools to change people's lives. Why the fuck wouldn't I do it? Do you know what I mean? So that is the ultimate test of self-worth. Like, if you're in a shit position financially, if you're in a shit relationship, how you feel about yourself will give you the confidence to either go, I can handle this and it's going to be okay, or this is consuming me and I feel worthless. Like, that's a huge indicator of how you feel about yourself. So whatever's going on for you, however you feel about yourself, do that little audit. What part of your life do you need to address right now and do something about it? I don't know how old you all are. Obviously, I know by looking at the stats, but you listening right now, don't worry about the number, your age. Worry about what's going on for you and you only, and decide what you're going to do about it. What are you going to change? What are you going to continue doing to be the best version of yourself? And that's all it is. And I'm going to leave it there because I'm struggling to breathe. But yeah, I cannot wait for another episode as well. I will get a friend on to go deep with this because it's taught me so much. But I just wanted to give a little opener as to how things are changing for me in such a positive way. And I just can't wait to share more hilarious stories with you, like my toenail. Because I've just been on a wild ride. I've just been doing so much and it's so freeing. So I cannot wait to share it with everyone. But thank you so much for listening, my loves. I would like to connect further with you if you have any questions or you just want to say hi. Come find my Instagram, which is Jade Delpup Coaching. I'll leave it in the show notes, and everything you need is in my link in my bio. So would love to chat further, and I will see you guys next week. Bye.